Thank you for sharing, everyone. There is a lot of new material to explore. I found it interesting that many of my favorites were not mentioned, including Dresden Dolls, Jewel, Joanna Newsom, Kate Bush, and Meg Myers. Story 1. Fleetwood Mac is in my top 5 for sure. Not making the top 5 but still enjoyed are Heart, Paramore, and No Doubt. Story 2. Band. Amaranth. Song Resistance. I found them via Pandora in my metal playlist, and I have fallen hard for their music. Lots of great songs, excellent vocals, and top-tier inspiration for my writing. If you like metal and rock, other female-led bands to check out are Battle Beast, favorite song, Wings of Light, Within Temptation, favorite song, A Demon's Fate, Nightwish, favorite song, Wish I Had an Angel. Story 3. Tori Amos and St. Vincent are both in my top 5. I don't know how to decide which one I prefer. They are too close. Pick any song of theirs. It doesn't matter. Story 4. I am not sure if it's only the top 5 because I don't rank my music like that. But here are some. The Cranberries, Linger, Zombie, Sunday. Paramore, Hard Times, Still Into You. ABBA, Voulez-vous, The Winner Takes It All, Lay All Your Love on Me. For some solo artists, not part of bands, Laufey, Henri, and Fiona Apple. Story 5. Hailstorm, LZZY Hail can belt out a tune. Saw them with the Pretty Reckless. Great show. Dorothy is another fun band. Story 6. Nightwish, Song of Myself, Rest Calm, Slow Love Slow. Hailstorm, Freak Like Me, Miss Hyde, Here Is to Us. Rose Betts, Doodle, Irish Eyes, Lions. Story 7. Probably not top 5 but highly rated. Yeah Yeahs. Whole Live Through This is definitely a great album. Sinead O'Connor, Daddy I'm Fine is an underrated, awesome song. Story 8. Aretha Franklin. Story 9. All of my top 5 are either female-fronted or entirely female. Bandmate Dice, Love Bites, Empty Daydream, Nemophila Life, United States version, Polka Dot Stingray Fiction, Baby Metal, The One, English version, or Ratatata with Electric Callboy. Yes, they are all Japanese bands. Story 10. In my personal top 5, Garbage and Evanescence. I am not sure if I am spelling Evanescence correctly, but you know what I am talking about. Story 11. I don't know if I have a top 5. It really depends on a lot. But Save Ferris, Garbage, Dido, and Fiona Apple are some of my favorites. I'm sure there are more that I like most if not all of their work, but those are the first to come to mind. Story 12. Probably Heart, but I don't know if they are in my top 5, but close. Saw them live a few years ago, and in Wilson singing Alone was unbelievable. Story 13. Hard to say what my top 5 overall are, but Hailstorm is definitely up there within the metal genre. I Like It Heavy and Black Vultures are a couple of my favorite songs from them. They also have some excellent covers. Story 14. Gingis Tatiana Schmeluk performs the songs Pisces and Perennial, which feature a great combination of harsh and clean vocals. Honorable mention goes to Spiritbox's song Circle With Me, featuring Tatiana in this version. Even if you are not a metalhead, trust me and give it a listen. I listen to a wide range of genres, and this collaboration has one of the most beautiful sections I have ever heard in any song. Another honorable mention is Otikin, a Siberian indigenous band that combines modern pop with traditional throat singing. Their songs, Legend and Kaikakacha, are fantastic with a unique sound. Story 15. Nightwish is still a favorite of mine, but they have not been very good recently. They got upset that their singer was calling herself the leader of the band, so they fired her over it. Apparently, there was more going on. She was not completely innocent, maybe taking more credit than she deserved, though she was a great singer. Their next album opens with a sped-up, otherwise carbon copy of an older song, something they have done before. The second track is a blatant diss track aimed at their previous singer. It was petty and childish, and the album mostly got worse from there. Felt like they were releasing all their frustration. However, their second album with the new singer was a masterpiece and one of their best. They even made a movie from it, which is apparently easy to find in the European Union, but not in the United States. I found it online and have no regrets. They will not sell me a Blu-ray that will play here. After that, they replaced that singer with a third one, and nothing they have done since has connected with me. Over the Hills and Far Away, featuring their first singer, is loosely based on The Count of Monte Cristo, a book with many film adaptations and even an anime. It is also a cover song. Last Ride of the Day features their second singer and is the climax of their concept album. There is a great scene in the movie that is featured in the movie's trailer. It is honestly a solid movie if you can find it. It is in English. The band rarely uses their native Finnish. That album's opening track is the only example I can think of. My favorite singer of all time is Enya. If you think of her as easy listening or new age, you do not have half the story. First, she rejects those labels. If you ask her what style her music is, she will only answer Enya. She does not misunderstand the question, only the genres themselves. She makes the music she wants. Here are a few other interesting facts about Enya. 1. She lives in a castle. Literally. She bought an old, decrepit castle and spent just as much retrofitting and modernizing it. It has a recording studio and a wall that has successfully kept crazy fans and stalkers at bay. 2. She has never toured on her own. She was with her family's band, Clannad, which has a Japanese video game adapted into an anime named after them because the Japanese misunderstood the band's name. There is a small fan cross-section just the same. She did not like crowds or touring. When she went solo, she insisted on a contract that did not require her to tour, and she got it. She has done live appearances like on talk shows, but no concerts with thousands in attendance like most musicians. 3. She is very socially awkward, definitely introverted, and potentially on the autistic spectrum. She is not diagnosed, but it would explain a lot. She lives with her cats. She has dated but never married. She does have friends and is an adoptive aunt for her producers and songwriters' children. 4. She speaks a language known only by 2 people in the world, herself and her songwriter. They speak one dialect, called the water dialect. There are 4 dialects in total, 1 for each of the elements. The language is based on a science fiction concept of Irish explorers who first go to Mars, then to a faraway fictional planet. The language is called Loxian. It sounds like Gaelic or just vocalizing, but it is its own language. 5. People who think they are too cool to listen to Enya should check out Pax Deorum. My only complaint about this song is that I cannot get it as loud as it should be. It is actually a religious song. The Latin name translates to Peace of the Gods. It sounds dark and spooky, like something a devil-worshipping cult would chant if you do not know any Latin. I do, so I understand some of what she is chanting, but it still sounds intense. I could name many more songs, but those are just 2 that come to mind immediately. I have not even gotten to Japan yet. Going from peaceful and serene to heavy, I recommend Shirushi, Unlasting, Durenge, and Adamus by Lisa. On the same scale, try Forget Me Not, Nai Nai, Shall We Dance, and Anima by Riona. Those songs are mostly in Japanese. They still rock except for the ones that do not. They are all beautiful. Riona just released a near 11-minute epic this year called Wadashitachi no Yuta, meaning Our Song. It opens strong and stays strong throughout. Story 16. These are a few from a playlist I have called Uteruses Before Deuteruses. The Warning Sick, Hell You Call a Dream, Evolve. Pat Benatar Hell is for Children. Nightwish Wish I Had an Angel, Bye Bye Beautiful Alpenglow. Church's Mother We Share, Asking for a Friend. Hailstorm, I Get Off, I Miss the Misery. Honorable Mention. Lindsay Sterling, her choreography for her music videos is amazing too. Honorable Mention singles. What About Us by Within Temptation featuring Tarya. Imposter Syndrome by Sophie Lloyd featuring LZZY Hale. Shatter Me by Lindsay Sterling featuring LZZY Hale. Story 17. I'm going to admit that I really admire Utada Hikaru and her voice. Everything on First Love is still excellent after many listens, and I have also enjoyed her English covers. Story 18. Fleetwood Mac is my top female-fronted band of all time. My favorite songs are The Chain, Never Going Back Again, and Go Your Own Way. Taylor Swift is another favorite of mine. I don't really listen to her music, but the fact that she is out there making it, I really admire that. Story 19. In This Moment. Maria Brink has a voice that is best described as pure passion. Listen to 11:11 for just a taste, then listen to As Above, So Below. Story 20. Elysian Fields, fronted by the amazing velvet-voiced Jennifer Charles. Bleed Your Cedar is an amazing album, with one of my favorites being Jack in the Box. Her side project, Lovage with Daniel the Automator, Kit Koala, and Mike Patton is worth a listen as well. Story 21. Top 5, maybe none right this minute, but Tori Amos, Evanescence, Nightwish, All About Eve, and Björk have all been there or thereabouts at some point. Story 22. Pat Benatar, Heartbreaker, and Shadows of the Night are great songs. I also love Roxette. Lots of awesome songs, but Listen to Your Heart and How Do You Do are my favorites. Story 23. Bikini Kill. Exit. Lobster Bomb. The Plasmatics. Almost every post-punk and dark wave band, including Lebanon Hanover, Minuet Machine, Hanty, Pleasure Symbols, Susie and the Banshees, Boy Harsher, and others. Story 24. Florence and the Machine. Shake It Out. Never Let Me Go. Ship to Wreck. Cannons. Hurricane. Tunnel of You. Story 25. A lot of the music from Kristen Hirsch, Tanya Donnelly, Kim and Kelly Deal, including Throwing Muses, Belly and Breeders, has been amazing from the start and has held up exceptionally well. I am always looking forward to new releases. Story 26. Sonic Youth is by far my favorite band of all time. Kim Gordon's cool growling vocals and spicy lyrics made some of the best songs in their catalog. My favorites include Cross the Breeze, Shadow of a Doubt, Cool Thing, Little Troubled Girl, and Drunken Butterfly. So many great songs. My next favorite is Crazy Penis. Danielle Moore, rest in peace, had an amazing voice with so much soul. Some favorite songs are Never Gonna Reach Me, You Started Something, and Scrap the Book. Other favorite female-fronted bands are Heart, The Breeders, Concrete Blonde, Cocteau Twins, and Bikini Kill. Story 27. Sierra Farrell, Bells of Every Chapel. Nita Strauss, Pandemonium and the Quest. Sleeper Agent, Get Burned and Proper Taste. Beach Bunny, Tunnel Vision. I struggle with absolute top 5, but these are some standouts. Story 28. Not Done Yet, Alright, and Holy Moment by Superchick, Sorrow and All Around Me by Flyleaf are among my most favorite songs of all time. I also really enjoy Evanescence, Heart, and No Doubt, although no specific song rises to my favorites. Story 29. Cub. Magic 8 Ball pretty much encapsulates their sound and groove. Story 30. Husky Rescue and First Aid Kit are essential if you enjoy stoner country rock, which I did not until I heard them. There are too many great tracks to list. Story 31. Fleetwood Mac, favorite songs Landslide, Seven Wonders, Gypsy, Lies, and Go Your Own Way. I have seen them 3 times. The last time I purchased VIP tickets. It was awesome. Seated less than 10 feet from Christine McVie. Rest in peace. Story 32. I don't consider any bands fronted by a woman to be in my top 5. Yet there are several I listen to and appreciate. I'm partial to Renaissance and their lead singer Annie Haslam. Scheherazade is usually her best-known performance, although I like The Black Flame for a more concise demonstration of her vocal range. I also enjoy Fleetwood Mac, including Stevie Nicks' solo career, with Blue Lantern being on my Long Haul Road playlist. Fairport Convention is another favorite, with songs like Matty Groves. Nightwish, featuring either Tarja Turunen or Floor Jansen, is also on my list. Lastly, Aretha Franklin, because everyone wants to party with Aretha. Story 33. Patti LaBelle, Gwen Stefani, Jeanette Napolitano, Joan Jett, and Courtney Love, including Stevie Nicks, all their songs. Story 34. Pale Waves, Television Romance, Perfume. Inaka Lose Our Heads, Rockstar. June A Little Messed Up, Cannon's Purple Sun. The Warning Choke, Automatic Sun. Story 35, Melody Gardot, Some Lessons. That's Whiskey at Sunset music. Funny you should ask. Not really top fives, but my current playlist is just women singing to me. Dead Sarah, Dead Posey, The Warning, Wolverine, Hailstorm, Pretty Reckless, Dorothy, and others. Extrapolate if you must. Story 36. Bonnie Raitt is definitely in my top 5. I am honestly surprised not to have seen her mentioned earlier. I missed it. Story 37. Fleetwood Mac is the only one in my top 5 bands. Bands that could maybe make my top 10 are Paramore and Against the Current. For a top 10 list of artists and bands altogether, I am not sure if even Fleetwood Mac makes that list. Story 38, Halsey and Lorde. Halsey has an incredible range and growing popularity, which only expanded it further. From alternative to pop rock to soft metal to K-pop and more, it never felt like selling out. Lorde is a great musician, but what I love most is her talent as a lyricist. Her work is both real and poetic. Story 39. Convent is brutal as hell. My favorite songs are Puritan Masochism, Pipe Dreams, and Sand is King. Then there is King, who just released their 3rd album, and it is a certified banger. The vocalist is insanely talented. Honorable mention to Cobra Spell, who is one of my newer obsessions. Story 40. Spiritbox is my favorite band. Look up their One Take of Circle with Me on YouTube. Their vocalist is incredibly talented. Story 41. I can never decide on anything more than a top 2, so I will just list the artists I like fitting the criteria. Baby Metal, Hannibal, Girl School, Crucified Barbara, Within Temptation, Arch Enemy, Nightwish, Plasmatics, Janet English from Spiderbait, Butcher Babies, L7, Epica, and Otep. Story 42. ABBA. Dancing Queen, Waterloo, Mamma Mia, Gimme Gimme Gimme, Fernando, Money Money Money. Oh hell, all of them. ABBA are the best. Story 43. I really like Braids, Emily Haines and Metric, Camera Obscura, Japanese Breakfast, Crystal Castles, and White Magic. I'm not certain I could pick a top 5. It depends on my mood and who is a favorite at the time. I also like Olenka and the Autumn Lovers, but I think Olenka went solo around 2012. Edit. Oh gosh, sorry. I didn't realize I was in Ask Men. I came from the front page. I shouldn't have participated. Story 44. Kitty is an all-female metal band. Favorite songs by them include Charlotte, What I Always Wanted, Pink Lemonade, In Winter, Until the End, Into the Darkness. Story 45. Chrissie Hynde is the ultimate female rocker. She lived and breathed it. Back on the Chain Gang, Night in My Veins. Story 46. I hate the term female-fronted because it tokenizes women. Blondie is a top-tier band. Debbie Harry is a pioneer. Paramore is also up there. Kaylee Williams is the best female vocalist of her generation. Kingdom was a hardcore band. Davin's command of the stage was phenomenal. Currently, Scowl is doing it right. Story 47. Dum Dum Girls, Churches, Metric, The Sounds, Blondie, Veruca Salt, The Breeders, Metric, Sleater-Kinney, The Plasticines, The Naked and Famous, Jenny Lewis, Luscious Jackson, Wolf Alice. Story 48. Not my absolute favorite bands, but I am a big fan of The Pretty Reckless. Witches Burn is one of my favorite songs by them. Story 49. I might be in deep here, but for a while I was really interested in two-man blues-adjacent rock bands like the Black Keys and the White Stripes. The Pack AD came up on my Pandora. Their sound is definitely from 10 to 15 years ago, but they are definitely worth a listen. Story 50. Garbage, You Look So Fine, Vow, I Think I Am Paranoid. Paramore, Pool, Crave, Now. Flyleaf, I Am So Sick, Missing, New Horizons. Story 51. Lacuna Coil is my favorite band bar none. Swamped is probably my favorite song of theirs, but I have dozens on my playlist. I could listen to Christina Scabbia sing anything. Story 52. Peaches, Boys Wanna Be Her or Maybe Kick It with Iggy Pop. Bones UK, Girls Can't Play Guitar. Chicks on Speed, We Don't Play Guitar with Peaches on guitar. Sleigh Bells, Infinity Guitars. With honorable mentions for CSS, Let's Make Love and Listen to Death from Above. It's about their only song I do like. Edit. I realize these are more like my top 10 songs. I don't know if I rightly have a top 5 bands. Story 53. Sabrina Carpenter. Bed Chemistry. Wordplay. Short and sweet was great. Please, please, please just has this sound to it. Olivia Rodrigo. I'm pretty sure All American Bitch has small hints to every other song on the entire album, but I'm not 100% sure. Her album Guts really rocks. The songs hit. She's brilliant. Billie Eilish, her last album was made for working out. When I heard that, it made me enjoy the album more, and I'm overweight. Her other albums are good as well. Beyoncé's country album, SZA, Kitchen, based on the sound and energy. God, her voice. Great albums. Last but not least, Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia and Radical Optimists are great. Story 54. Wolf Alice, Last Man in the World. Polly Jean Harvey. Every vocal by Polly Jean Harvey. The Pixies, Into the White with vocals by Kim Deal. Jefferson Airplane, White Rabbit, Somebody to Love, and Crown of Creation with vocals by Grace Slick. The Cranberries, Ode to My Family, and, of course, Zombie. Rest in peace, Dolores. And You Are Teaching the Angels to Sing. For sure. Story 55. There are solo artists and bands fronted by females that I like. For example, ABBA, Annie Lennox from Eurythmics, Tracy Chapman, Beth Hart, The Bangles, and Cyndi Lauper. However, none of them are in my all-time top 50. Story 56. Too many to list, some not in the top 5 but still very good. Epica. The Essence of Silence, Chasing the Dragon, Run for a Fall. Nightwish. Ghost Love Score, The Poet and the Pendulum, Over the Hills and Far Away. Theater of Tragedy. And When He Falleth, As the Shadows Dance. Liv's vocals on the German version at the end are what sells it for me. They do some nice Eurodance-type songs too. After Forever, Dream Flight. Floor Jansen, now fronting Nightwish. Way before she got big, she showed she has some chops. The rest of their work is kind of mid for me though, except their cover of The Evil That Men Do. She kills it on that song. Tristania. Of Ruins and A Red Nightfall, Beyond the Veil, Tender Trip on Earth, Darkest White. Serenia, Meridian, the first 5 tracks on the album, Lithium and a Lover, 7 Keys and 9 Doors. The Enigma of Life. Ellis. Griefshire. Listening to the whole album in one go is an interesting, sad story. Story 57. Hello. This is the question for me. Elastica 2-1. Sleeper In-Betweener. Ecobelly King of the Curb. Garbage Stupid Girl. Story 58. I've heard of Darkmoor. They pop up on Pandora sometimes while I'm driving. I know I like a couple of songs, though nothing comes to mind right now. If you have suggestions, I'll take them. I'll also give the first couple of albums a listen when I'm in the mood. Story 59. The Cranberries. Pretty much any song except Linger is one of the most beautiful songs of all time. Dolores had an amazing voice. It is such a shame she died so young. Story 60. I don't know about the top 5, but I really like Stick and Poke. Local news legend, Distillers, Joan Jett, Beer Garden, and Go Betty Go. Story 61. Fleetwood Mac, Paramore, Flyleaf, Baby Metal, sounds strange to say but technically correct, Linkin Park. Story 62. My favorites, with no particular order, St. Vincent, Los Angeles. And just to give a point of reference of her amazing variety and musical evolution, this is from her very first album, St. Vincent, The Party Cemetery Gates. Gabriella Martinelli in una tazza di caffè. Gabriella Martinelli Ciao a Tea. Eleanor Friedberger In Between Stars. Eleanor Friedberger Other Boys. Emiliana Torini Speed of Dark. Fernanda Porto Só Tinha de Ser Com Você. 3 Mfupa Makana. Yola Homie. Story 63. Nightwish, Doro, The Sins of Thy Beloved, or The Cranberries. Story 64. Paramore, Misery Business. The Pretty Reckless. Make Me Wanna Die. Hailstorm. Familiar Taste of Poison. Story 65. Laura Branigan. Gloria, The Lucky One, Solitaire, Spanish Eddie, Power of Love, Spirit of Love, Sanctuary, Statue in the Rain, Touch, Shattered Glass, Close Enough, Angels Calling, Bad Attitude, Let Me In, The Sweet Hello, The Sad Goodbye, Didn't We Almost Win It All? Story 66. Not mentioned yet. For Non-Blondes, Spaceman. Their whole album is great except for What's Up. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.